morning, everyone. I'm Arju Sharma,
Sushin Joshi,
and we are from BBA Section B. Our topic is CSR and business ethics, and the main aim is to focus is that are the current top companies in UK deceptively increasing in profit maximization under the name of CSR. CSR is important because corporations can increase their public image by supporting non-profit organizations with the help of through donations and volunteerism. And the furthermore discussions, Susmita will continue.
Now moving towards methodology part, we've mostly collected important information from UWA library and we've employed second data to gather the information and literature regarding our subject matter, and it generally incorporates journals and research papers, and we've given more emphasis in UK regarding corporate social responsibility issues. And these articles consist of both qualitative and quantitative data. Qualitatively, the data have been compared with the past and current situation in order to come up with a more proper and complete data, and it incorporates the debates, literature review, and some theories. And quantitatively, the data are in the form of numerical figures and factual outlines.
So the review of the literature reveals that Archie Carroll was one of the most seminal people in researching CSR. So the first CSR literature is by Bowen in 1953 in his Social Responsibilities of the Businessman. Most literature agrees that this is the seminal starting point of writing literature on CSR. Carroll reveals that in the 60s, the growth of literature in CSR started, and it started in trying to define CSR as a philosophical concept. In 70s, this trend continued, but CSR becomes more specific and it becomes more related to the business and its approach. In 1980s, original definitions in CSR decline. There's research increases in CSR, and finally we see empirical methods used as well. In the 1990s, CSR is deemed to be sufficiently developed, so alternative themes and approaches to CSR begins. These themes are like agency theory, which compares managers and corporations as agents and principals; political economy of accounting theory, which borrows Jacques Rousseau's social contract and states that all society is established through a social contract; stakeholder theory, which comes into importance in the modern time, states that it's crucial to have good relations with all stakeholders. Now, in 2008, Matten and Moon released their paper on implicit and explicit CSR. This was a key moment because implicit CSR is the legislation imposed by the industry, the standards, codes and norms, the actions and policies of other competitors. We can define them as obligations of the company. Explicit CSR is where we are most interested in, because corporate policies, voluntary programs, and business strategies made by the corporations, this falls under explicit CSR. So the main keyword here is voluntary. Now, the critique of our seminal paper about whether CSR is indeed done for its own sake or for business benefits, it shows that the sample was taken of only 20 companies in FTSE stock listed and 20 companies outside FTSE, and we deem this to be insufficient because statistically it should be above 30 to have proper significance. The methodology of this was to contact the companies and ask for their CSR reports via letter. We think this invites reporting bias and social desirability bias, because companies might be likely to lie about whether they engage in some CSR practices or not. The results show that the driving factors behind CSR in the companies of UK are that it's just to inform stakeholders, it's for better image of the company, and it's to meet the obligations set by the industry. So it doesn't mention CSR for its own sake, for actually benefiting society. Our critique is that there are very little studies that take empirical data into account, and only in the UK has such a study been emerged. We think that more studies like this are needed, especially in the US and other EU countries, so that we can have a comparative analysis between nations. And our main critique is that even though this says that it's a quantitative report, it's concerns itself with qualitative elements mostly by examining the results that companies give to them, which are not numerical. So we stress that an empirical approach or a new framework, empirical framework needs to be developed.
Good morning. I'm going to present about the result and discussion from our research. From our research, we were able to comprehend that there are various enormous benefits to the businesses while conducting CSR activities. However, there are still a few firms which are engaging in socially unacceptable and irresponsible activities, such as the Polycom USA and the Mirror Group UK and WorldCom UK. Furthermore, we were able to comprehend that there are three factors noted by Fredericks, which states CSR as number one in CSR 1, where he considers it to be for the social benefit and for the purpose of stakeholders, whereas in CSR 2 he frames it as conducting CSR as a pressure from the social group, from the NGOs, and in the third he focuses on the where CSR is conducted to as for the human continuity. From the further research, we were able to comprehend that firms are not engaging in CSR activities as they are not saints but seek long-term benefits from the activities.
Well, in accommodation, the UK Labour government has done a lot in UK business to encourage in the field of CSR. Furthermore, the UK business can requires to undertake the economic, social, and environmental impact and address the key challenges to work wherever they operate locally, regionally, or internationally. By doing this, they can lead by an example so that the government requires legislations to bring them in order. There are a few companies in the UK, they still requires and are not satisfied in the field of CSR. For those, they can improve their key performance year in year and also can set the key performance indicator to know their performance and improve it. By doing so, they can by doing so in the right direction, they can improvise and it leads to a better quality life. Thank you.
So, in conclusion to all this, we are in a world where everything is modernized, and the people are they are educated enough to know the positive effects of CSR. So they are pressurizing companies to perform CSR activities so that they provide something to the society and not only reap the benefits of the customers. And doing so will result in naturalists having no obligations against them, and in the long term they will get benefits as there will be customer loyalty and a positive remark of the company. So in conclusion, we want to say that CSR activities are in fact helping maximize their profit, but it is also giving something back to the society in a positive way.